Livestream. We are going to be working on some chainmail today. So I'm just getting a few things set up. We're trying to. Did I click that already? I had. Hey, baby. Oh, I would love that. I've already clicked go.
Oh.
Well, hey, if you're still offering a cup of something, I'll take a fresh mug of coffee out of what's in the pot. Just needs microwaved.
Okay.
So, thank you, honey. So, how are you guys doing today? The weave that we're going to be working on is box chain. So, I'm very excited about that. Though I may be experimenting with some other weaves today as well. And I've got it set to where I'll be able to read comments from everybody. I think. How do I click that? Does it? There we are. Well, hey, Kelly, how's it going? I think I've got it all set up. Let me. Yeah, there we go. I don't have Christmas decorations up this year. Mr. Puddums. No, I'm not saying Mr. Puddums is a nightmare, but I'm not putting the tree up with Mr. Puddum's still being in such kitten mode. So that being said, though, we can at the very least turn the fairy lights on. But yeah, let me go ahead and get the camera flipped around so that y'all can see what it is that we're doing today. So how are you guys? What have you been up to? How do I use a tripod? There we go. We can do this. So we're going to start by we're using 18 gauge 3/16 inch rings that are bright aluminum. I got these ones from Chainmail Joe. It's going great. The kitty would love a tree. Oh, I'm sure he would. But I've got a bunch of handmade ornaments that Randy and I made, but also that like friends of ours made that I do not want Mr. Puddum's demolishing. So figure we'll just, I've not had the energy for it. Like all of our energy's been going into work here lately. So let's see. Grabbing my pliers. Hey, Jen. Jen says, hello, everyone. Hope you are all staying safe and warm. We're trying our best to stay warm. It is like burr freaking cold. But yeah, so if y'all are going to be crafting along with me, how many of y'all watched yesterday's tutorial? I was really pleased with how that one came out. With a little bit, it was a little blurry at the end, which is why I'm readdressing the box chain today. I got a bead delivery, so it's like Christmas at my house. Oh, nice, Kelly. That's good to hear. I like this pen. I'm in, is that Mississippi? And it got warm? I'm not very good at the abbreviations for the states. My wires get all crossed. But also, I don't have, I didn't get the video edited to show you guys the unboxing. I'm hoping to be able to do that tomorrow. But these are an example of some of the cabochons that you can expect to find in your December 2025 craft along kit. So these are the tile style that they're beautiful opaque red with a green aventurine shimmer, which they really come to life under the sunlight. But then here's some examples of like these two dichro. For those of y'all who tune into our craft, hey Michelle, it's 70 here. Oh my goodness, I am envious. It is like my nose and fingers are like so cold. But these are two of the voltage style dichroic sheets, chunked down, and we cooked them into some little cabochons, and I'm just loving them. Michelle says, I got my tentacle plant. How did it survive shipping? Whereas these three are 3 pieces from the same sheet. This was the candy apple red on licorice swirl. And you can see we got 3 pretty, like from these 2 batches, they all basically look like that, but like different combinations of the blue and purple and all the different combinations of all those colors. But like this one, it came out with such different intensity. This is that crackle pattern. So you can see how it fused and like lets the background color, which in this case is the thin black, show through in between the dichro, which I just think is super cool. Well, hey, Travel Dreams, how's it going? But we may do some of those today. But I have these little sample segments from the tutorial that I would like to finish off into completed bracelets. So, because yesterday's tutorial was December's craft along project, which is, chainmail 5 ways. So with the rings that you get in your kit, you could make any one of these bracelets. You could follow along with the tutorial and use the rings that are in your kit or that you have in your own stash. I'm using 18 gauge 3/16, and you'd be able to make a box chain or a Byzantine, or the one I just set down is a spiral chain. We can also make variations of the European foreign one. So there's a single wide band of that. And then here we have a double wide band of that, which I really like. It increases the ring density a little bit, and I'm into that. Well, thank you, Kelly. For now, all of the cabs that we have, first pick goes to our kit club, like club kit, the Happy Crafter Club. Oh, burnt boast. It goes to the kits first, and then whatever we have left after fulfilling the kits, we will put up into the shop. Oh my God, words are hard. Hey, Linda says, hi y'all. How do I get December's craft along? I'm in South Florida and it's cool here. It's 73 degrees. Oh my goodness. Well, if you're signed up for our free newsletter, you'll be able to find, like, down at the bottom of that newsletter, there's like a little like product where you can click and see. But if you don't get that, I am sharing the link here. And you may have trouble opening links on your mobile device. But as you can see here, if you go to, this is our high-tech, hey everybody, screen capture technology. If you go to our website, backtoearthcreations.com, then here on our homepage. Also, thank you to everybody who helped us have an amazing auction. You can see, oh, so we got some snowflakes for sale. You can come down here. We've got our jewelry and more. You'll usually find the kits. If you just want the subscription, like a one-off just for the month of December, you'd want to go to kits. Otherwise, it's easier to find. If you want the subscription, you'll click join our club. And that's what I linked to. And if you decide that you'd rather have the kit, I thought I had an embedded link. Ugh. Well, I'll have to go through and fix that. There's supposed to be a link to where you can get just the kit, because I wanted the kit and subscription pages to communicate well with each other. But or navigating off that top menu, if you go to the bead shop kits, you can click that, and that's where you can get just see, I've got it embedded here to where you can go to join our club. But, and I need to update that. Oh my gosh, I'm chronically behind, you guys. I try to give myself some grace, but this chronic behindness. Hey Nat, how's it going? Hey London girl, how are you guys doing? I just kind of, I don't know, it makes me feel down about myself that I'm chronically, like, just trying to catch up. So I'm trying to slow down and give myself some grace. We'll see how that goes. So there's a little segment of the European foreign one. Here's a little segment of the spiral. Oh, thank you, honey. I'm going to say stand in for a bit. We turned my brain into soup because we were doing our accounting. Ooh, that's a hot water bottle. We were doing accounting all morning. Until about maybe an hour ago. And it turns my brain to soup. All soup, no noodles. Tricella says, I love doing chainmail. Hey, Kaylin Flower says, oh my God, pretty. Well, thank you. I'm actually going to go ahead. I know I just said I was going to stay standing, but Randy just brought me a hot water bottle. Woo! And I've got to sit to apply it to my back. Oh, Linda, well, thank you for saying so. Oh, unfortunately, it doesn't make me impervious to getting down sometimes. Just feeling a little, because it just feeling like just chronically not overworked. I don't know. I can't say anything about it without feeling like I'm complaining, and I'm certainly not because I feel blessed. But I just, I'm really out of my depth. And it'd be nice to be able to like touch a toe to bottom and keep my head above the water for a minute. Kelly says, you hurt your back? I did something to my tailbone and it just hurts so bad, like all the time now. And I've got a special cushion that I sit on and I'm doing my stretches, but I spent way too long sitting today because I was sitting and we were really focused in on doing our accounting. Kelly says, overwhelmed? You do so much. You have a valid point. But it's just, I'm going to try to stop moving the goalpost on myself so I can actually feel the gratification of like, I did it. I did the thing. We made it through another week. But I was a bad girl and completely worked through my day off this week. Like, we're supposed to take Wednesdays off, and I worked overtime. It's just here in our home studio, but it's still, I'm supposed to be off work at 6. And so I come home to my house that has my business in it. And I'm like, okay, after 6, I don't do any more work. I don't check emails. I don't, I can craft for fun, but that's tricky territory. But I ended up working well after when I was supposed to be finished on Monday and Tuesday. And then I spent all of my day off on Wednesday doing a passion project for our Making It on the Quarter homestead YouTube channel. But it was just a full day of video editing and overtime and like math. And it just made me really, really tired. So, and then what day is it? Thursday? I don't even know what I did on Thursday. Thursday's gone to me. So this week has been a blur. Hey, Mary J. Oh, beautiful man. Thank you. And then there's the heater, so the audio is going to be kind of whack for a little bit. So be patient with me. But what are y'all working on today? What you got in front of you? Hey, Marianne, how are you doing today? So I guess I'm going to start us off on just some spiral chain, which just takes, if you're prepping up your rings, you'll just want to open a whole bunch of rings. Let's see if we can't get a slightly better. Well, thank you, Mary J. I'm going to do my best. Woo! Woo! Come on, tripod. We can do it. All night long, all night. Chainmail, that is. Maria. Okay, I gotcha. One day I'll stop messing with the tripod. Today is not that day. Okay, that should be a much better angle for you guys. And just so that anybody who wanders in, you can know what we're working with. Show me what you're working with. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, I love the hot water bottle just for keeping warm. All right, let me snag a clasp. Oh, that was another thing. I made 50 handmade hammered clasps on, I don't even know what day it was, on Wednesday. And I bashed the crap out of this finger and this finger a bunch. But that's okay. Because now everybody will have at least one handmade clasp in their craft-along kit. Wow. Marianne says, yesterday I created my piece that I am submitting in the Project of the Year competition for the Idaho Gem Club. I am so excited. Oh my God, Marianne, that's so exciting. Oh, Jen, you're a sweetie. Think about artwork and themes for my 2026 bullet journal. Ooh, so many ideas. Bullet journaling is a lot of fun. There's a lot of things that I kind of pulled from bullet journaling to use in my own little like hourly journal. Woo! Journal format. Yeah, it is. Okay, so we're going to attach a clasp. All night long, all night. So Randy's actually going to be in here hanging out with us to make some chainmail today. Hey, Randy, can I ask you to bring in one more thing? The tripod that has where it'll sit on the floor, I keep bumping the table and it's shaking the camera and it's making me seasick. Sorry, I'm a needy little princess. Ooh, Linda says, is the kit polymer clay or chainmail? November's kit was polymer clay. December's kit is chainmail.
Where is?
Over yonder. It's the microphone stand one. But yeah, this way we can just like hook through. This is still quite blurry. So whenever you're opening or closing your rings, the whole goal is to get as nice and clean of a closure as we can. Over on this side, honey, Randy.
On this side?
Yes.
Where am I going to hit?
You're right here where you are.
Okay.
I just need to be able to rest my elbows on the table without it shaking it. You're looking for work surfaces? He found the work surfaces. Okay. Ooh, Linda says, cool, that's what I want to learn. Thank you. Awesome. Oh, that makes me happy. There we go. And now I can shake the crap out of my table and it's not moving the camera. Oh, the future is now. Enchanted said, all of us crafty women are princesses. Yeah, I try to not to abuse it. With great power comes great responsibility. So we are just gonna be adding one ring at a time. I'm a chainmail fanatic. Ooh, well, hey, Levinson. Good to see someone else doing it online. Thanks for your tutorials. They've helped me a lot in the past. Oh, I'm so glad to have been helpful to you. Wendy, that's some good looking tea you got there, baby. So all of y'all chainmailers out there, what's your favorite pliers? Because I love these ones here in my left hand, but it's starting, if I weave too much, it starts to like mess with some nerves in my hand. So I think I need to make a modified plier handle, but we'll see how that goes. It fits like a glove. You might not be able to get it out. So this spiral chain weave, we started this in yesterday's tutorial. And one of my favorite things about spiral chain is how like interactive it is. You have to kind of like retwist it to get its tension in there.
How many, like, what am I doing for your...
Well, I found this whole extra bag of rings.
Okay.
Is it okay if I...
Are you just extending the ones that are already there?
Yeah, is that all right?
Yep.
Okay. And then whenever you finish setting up one of those, I can weave it. Does that sound good?
Yep.
We're on a ring shortage. So, Zuron chisel nose. I'm 6'7" with big hands and they fit nicely. Nice. Okay. Well, I'm 5'4" with little hands. Let's see. So from like I'm lucky if it's 6.5 inches from the bottom of my hand. I will find it. We're pinging rings already, y'all. But big pliers might be nice, especially for some of these chainmail weaves. Using these bigger, heavier rings too. Ooh, Jen says hi, Randy. And Jen says, I love the spiral and box chains. Right on. Yeah, that's another thing. What are y'all's favorite weaves? And it's okay to have like multiple favorites. Like, do you have a favorite to weave and then a favorite to wear? Kelly. Oh, Enchanted had said my favorite is my bent nose pliers. Nice. Ooh, Jen says spiral for sure to wear. That's cool. I love doing color gradients with spiral chain. So we're just opening up a bunch of rings here. Ooh, Persian chain. Is that a half Persian or a full Persian, I wonder? Because I do love full Persian. I haven't woven full Persian in ages. That might be something we could do with some of the anodized aluminum rings, honey. Is some full Persian. Full Persian, nice.
Awesome.
Turkish round mail. Ooh. Now, I wonder, I'm going to have to Google that because I've woven round mail. It's been a long time. Uh-oh. I lost a ring. I'm going to have to go hunting for it. Waste not, want not. Well, except for that it disappeared, so we'll find it later. So I wonder, is there typing ASMR? I love to see that Mail Artisans International is still... It is a Byzantine / round mail variant. Nice if made with small rings. Ooh, how small we talking here? 1/1 chain loop using 6 rings. Ooh, an aspect ratio of 4.3. So that looks like an 18 gauge 11/64. I actually think I might have that. Whoa, that's so pretty. Okay. I use as small as 1/8. Wow, what gauge do you use for that? 1/8, 20. Oh, I have that ring size. I have that ring size right there. Eee! Well, we might have to try that. Turkish round ing Zuron. Okay. Sherry says, at 80 years old, my hand is under 6 inches, but still, the number 4 is my favorite bracelet. What's the number 4? Is that a weave name? Also, I just have to say, I'm so impressed anytime, honestly, someone's over the age of 50 and still crafting. My hands hurt so bad, and I turned 40 in a couple of years. So, like, y'all are troopers, and it gives me hope that I'll be able to keep crafting. Like, do you know what I mean? Oh, well, Ellie says, this is great. How often do you go live? We go live here on this channel every Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. And then we go live on our Craft Along with Vaughn channel Saturday, Sunday, and Monday from 3:30 to 6 p.m. or 4 to 6 on Friday. I don't know if I said that correctly, but with it being the holidays, our schedule is going to get really like shoddy because we're going to be on the road and it's like hibernation time, and then there's cheese week. We take cheese week very seriously. But yeah, typically we go live every Friday here on this channel from 4 to 6, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday we're streaming to the Back to Earth Creations Kick channel, which is like Twitch, but they don't get so upset whenever I do copyright infringement. But YouTube still gets mad. But we stream to the Craft Along with Vaughn. Man, I wish my brain weren't soup. We do new tutorials every Thursday, and typically we do a new video every Monday, but that's like our shop update and giveaway video. But I think yesterday's tutorial is actually going to be our last tutorial of the year, and we don't have any more shop updates for this week. So I really hope that answered your question. I'm sorry. Normally I can, well, I'd like to say that normally, oh, well, hot dog. Well, thank you so much. Elise just donated $10 and said, I'll be here. I'm going to click the heart on that. I'm going to click like on that. Oh, well, thank you. Oh, Linda. Oh my God. Linda just ordered the $55 kit. Well, that's going to be awesome, because the 55ers, I'm going to say that's the best money for your buck, or the best bang for your buck, because you get so many cabochons, and so you'll be able to like set them. This ring size also works great for setting cabochons like this. And just so that folks know, you don't have to have the kit, but it is a great way for me to send you some beautiful baubles to use in your work that we make in our home kiln. Oh, Kelly, Cheese Week. Our friend Tashers introduced us to the concept of Cheese Week, but really it was already a thing. We just didn't have a name for it. It's the week between Christmas and New Year's, where there are no real pants involved. You don't necessarily know what day it is. You're just like on the couch eating cheese. And that's basically a company mandated paid time off here at Back to Earth Creations. And we usually spend it on our friend's couch if we can. Just because Cheese Week is best enjoyed around friends. But it's gotta be the kind of friends that you're okay with, like, wearing your pajamas, same pajamas for like 3 days in a row around. So like good friends. Hey Bodega, how's it going? We are finishing off the little tail bits from yesterday's tutorial, so we're playing with some chainmail. Kelly says, oh, I love that idea. Yes, well, it's miserable outside. It's cold, it's gross. Let's go eat cheese. Around a fire, if you can. So, Ellie, tell us more about yourself. Like, actually, I'm really interested in hearing everyone's chainmail stories. Hey, Huntress, how's it going? Enchanted said, I'm 62. Hey, Fatima, how's it going? Oh my God, this takes so many rings. Anytime is a great time for cheese. Exactly. Cheers, everybody. Thank you for joining me here today. Oh, Enchanted said, sounds like our pizza day with movies and friends. Oh, yes. I get so lonely this time of year. I think it's because I don't spend as much time outside in the garden because it gets so dark so early. And so normally whenever I finish a live stream, I would like go and hang out in the garden and hang out with my chickens and yell at the sky, you know, gardener stuff. But whenever it's dark, I'm like, oh, I guess I'll just, I don't know, lay on the couch and be sad. Seasonal depression intensifies. And then we just finished all the good animes that we were watching. So I'm in this like no like we finished Frieren, we finished, it's not an anime, but Resident Alien, and then there was like some isekais that we were enjoying that we wrapped up. So I'm like, I don't even know what to watch. Like, I don't even know who I am anymore. And my Spotify keeps playing the same 3 songs, even whenever it's on DJ mode. So I think I'm ready for 2026, you guys. Hey, Deborah, how's it going? Ooh, smoked cheddar. Smoked cheddar. La, la, la. Woo-doo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's see, how many more of these do we need? Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, I'm gonna need like 20 more rings probably. Yeah, let's do 20. Oh, and there's the heater turned off for a minute. So now you can enjoy the gurgling of the turtle tank and the clicking of the chainmail rings. Do, 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 do. Right on. Ellie says, I'm a recovering addict, started doing chainmail to occupy my time, and now I've learned about 60 weaves. Wow. I sell to local businesses in Minnesota/North Dakota and through Etsy as a side hustle. Nice. I think crafting, if you're familiar with the term, crafting is one of like the best red balloons because I find it very gratifying to, well, thank you for sharing that too, first off, but it's so gratifying to like make something, you know? And then, you know, to get to having a business gives me something to obsess over and to like fixate on. And 8, 9, and 10. Wow, Elise is sober over 5 years. Nice. Congratulations. That's no small thing. Ooh, Bodega says, reminds me of my eldest nephew and his sister. When they were little, my girlfriend dubbed them our cheese-eating buddies. And we used to buy small wedges of cheese for us to all try. Oh my God, that's awesome. Ooh, Enchanted said, what kind of rings are you using, and are they from the Ring Lord? I'm using rings from Chainmail Joe today. I'm using the 18 gauge 3/16 inch, so it's 16 American wire gauge. So if you're coiling and cutting your own rings from like Parawire, you're going to be using the American wire gauge. But if you're, I don't know why they're like this, why they can't just use, anyways. Oh, Deborah, the chainmail that I use to wrap around the cabochon is half Persian 3-in-1. And we can, if you guys want, do that one next. Because I've got a little segment of it right here. Now, some of these weaves, I think the
I think you'll be doing the box chain.
Oh, I'll be doing the box chain next? Okay. Do you already have it all set up?
I'm going to.
Oh, right on. We'll be doing box chain next, but at some point we're going to be doing the half Persian 3-in-1. There's some ring sizes that you can technically, this is a good example. These two are the same weave. This is a 3/16 inner diameter. Both of them are 18 gauge. Oh, we're using bright aluminum here. I do not have sterling money for, but we do take custom work though. I'd coil and cut some sterling, but no, we work with aluminum because it's very user friendly. This one's 18 gauge 1/4 inch inner diameter, so you can see the big old difference. Like that little space there versus that little space there in the center. And so, well, you can do them both this one, if you've not woven it with a smaller ring size before, this one just, it wants to not hold its shape. So this is a very challenging version of this weave to me, I think. So you might want to start, the inner diameter is 3/16 inch. Here, I've got a chart that has like millimeters and stuff. So 18 gauge or 1.2 millimeter with an inner diameter of 3/16 or 4.8. So the aspect ratio is 4. Super, can't help myself. I know it's fine, but. Okay, got it out of my system. All right. And then I'm going to make the extender chain. Which is just a little 1/1 chain. Ooh, Huntress says, are those the cabs for this month's kit? Some of them. Ignore those two. I wanted to show some different examples of the dichroic cabochons that you can expect, but I didn't have enough of the frit cooked to be able to send out to fulfill all the packages and then still have some to show. So keep an eye out probably tomorrow or at some point in the next like 9 days. You you'll see us publish a short that's like the unboxing that shows you, but these are some of the dichro. I don't know if you got to see their uncooked form in one of last week's live streams on the Craft Along with Vaughn channel, but this is how they cooked down. And I really love them. These 3 are from the same sheet. So a lot of variation in there. And then, aspect ratio is, it's the inside diameter divided by the wire diameter. And so it's just a way of being able to clearly delineate, so like for the spiral chain that I'm doing right here, the ideal aspect ratio, according to Chainmaille Joe, which so far he's never steered me wrong, is 4. But you can use a 4 to a 6. So you can flip that over and be like, okay, so I could technically do this with a 18 gauge 1/4 inch. I mean, you can definitely always go bigger. You're just going to run into what we've got here where it's going floppy. So I hope that's helpful to you of what an aspect ratio is. Which for the longest time, I didn't even pay attention to aspect ratios. Because it just is a lot of numbers and it just made my eyes cross. And so I was like, I started weaving chainmail because Randy had gotten me the Ring Lord kit. Now this was back in like, I think 2008.
2007.
Oh, 2007. That's right. And it had like 4 or 5 different metal types. So I got to experiment with aluminum, with stainless steel, with nickel silver, with copper, and with bronze. I actually still have some of those rings just because there were some ring sizes that I just ended up never using. And I was learning all sorts of different weaves and stuff. But I don't wear bracelets. And that's what I was making, was bracelets. And so we were like, what are we going to do? And he's my father-in-law now, but Randy's dad had told me that, or told us that the local art center had where you could be a member for like $30, and then they just give you a booth at the hosted Christmas past, and you could like set up in the art building. And so we got signed up with them, and we set up a booth and sold mostly just chainmail, some crocheted bags, a little bit of macrame, very little bit of wire wrapping, some bead stringing, like just little things that I had been dabbling in, just having fun, to like make my own stuff for going to the Ren Fair. And y'all, we made more money that weekend. We did like $500 in sales, which that's more than at the time. The store that I was working at had shut down, and Randy was working like full time. Were you at the factory or at Walmart? You're at Walmart. There were the 2 places to work in town, and the factory did seasonal layoffs. So, but it was more than what Randy made in his 2-week check. And we looked at each other and we were like, let's do another one. And so the next year we went on the road, but like with local stuff. So Randy was still working full time. And I was going to college like online. And that's a different story. But he'd put in, before we'd book the shows, he'd put in for the time off, and they'd clear him for it. But then it would come the weekend, of the show, or, they'd release the schedule and he'd be on the schedule for when we were supposed to, be vending. So there were a lot of local shows that Randy would have to just like, because we only had the one vehicle, and I don't drive very well. And at the time I didn't drive at all because we didn't have the money for like insurance. Like we couldn't insure both of us. So, but Randy would drop me off and we'd set up as much of the booth together before he had to clock in. And then I'd run the booth by myself. He'd come back during his lunch break so I could go to the bathroom and eat. And then after about a year of doing that, oh honey, right on time, right as I finished my bracelet, Randy's coming in hot. This is true love right here.
This is what?
True love. Sorry, I slurred because I'm slobbering. But I love that. Thank you for setting up the rings for me. Now, is this in addition to these few that we already have woven? Awesome. But we had made the decision. We were like, we're young. We don't have any kids. Now's the time to try it. If not now, then when? This is the opportunity. Let's take it. And so we went on the road, and that was in 2008. Randy quit his day job, and we went on the road. All because of chainmail.
Randy quit the band.
No, ain't got no band, Randy. So that's my chainmail origin story. And now I have arthritis. No, I've got inflation in my joints. Or inflammation. Coffee.
Because of inflation?
All right, I don't remember what I did here. I think I need to take these two rings off. Marianne says chainmail. I had bound off the end funny in the weave yesterday. So I'm just going to ignore me.
Well, what about the other end?
I had bound it off funny too. Yeah. Good luck. I don't know why I do anything. Marianne says, chainmail still scares me. You've got this, Marianne. I'm not very good at doing the same thing exactly the same way over and over again, and I can do chainmail. You've got this. You do beautiful jewelry. Like, can I ask you which part scares you? Because the obstacle is often the way. Also, where's Barbie? We're doing this whole thing because I wanted to show Barbie because it was blurry in the video. Oh, we got to bring Z's chair in. He's having fits.
I'm thinking of going in there now that I've set yours up.
However you're most comfortable and happy, honey.
Z will have more fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for hanging out while you were here.
Yeah.
Everything under the category of chainmail. Okay. Well, do you ever use jump rings to like connect links together or to put a charm like on an earring or something? Because that's technically chainmail. Marion says, we love you, Randy. Randy's leaving us. He's going to go get milk.
What?
I said, you're going to go get milk. He's like, I've opened my last tray of rings. I'm out. No. Zee's giving him sass because we hadn't moved Zee's comfy chair in here so he could sit with us. So Randy's just going to go back over to his spot. Okay. So I'm going to move this off to the side so that it's not overtaxing our autofocus. Okay. But it really is as simple as just using a jump ring to attach a charm to an ear hook. That's the core foundation of chainmail. It's just opening and closing rings. And now you can, I mean, you can make it way more complicated if you want, but so we're just going to hook those through like so, and then we're going to bring that together. My problem is trying to start with the half Persian 3-in-1. Yes. Yes. Marianne, I've never cried more learning chainmail than that weave. Like, tears of pure anger and frustration. Like, it made me question my self-worth. Like, that's a hard weave. And also, this is something I actually like to weave a fail ring into my bracelets and necklaces. And the goal is that if you're like me and you get stuck in bushes or fences or just tangled on doorknobs or stuck in your backpack, having a ring that will break easier than the other areas makes it very easy to repair. But that way, I'd gotten tangled like in a fence, and my bracelet wasn't breaking, and it hurt my wrist. And I've worn necklaces that were made with like stainless steel jump rings. And I would rather the necklace break than my neck be hurt, because those backpacks, sometimes you can just get tangled in stuff. So, right on, Jen, we'll be here. But to each their own. I've also known folks, especially some of the conventions that we do, you'll get folks through who, they hand make their stainless steel, like collar style necklaces. And they're woven into them. So you can't take it off over your head. You can't and I'm like, I would just choke myself to death getting stuck on a backpack or something. So this box chain, the precursor that I recommend to the box chain is the Byzantine weave. One of the things that I've found really challenging for me personally with chainmail is that it's a feat of endurance. And so it's so helpful to me that Randy has opened and closed and prepped all of my rings over here. So as you can see, with the box chain, I like to do what we call units. So this will be, I don't even know how many units he did. Probably, I think 52 units is what we use in this ring size for this bracelet for the size that we like to make. And each unit is one open with two closed on it, and then with an additional open. And so Randy's got that completely prepped for me, which is fantastic, because now I get to do, it feels like less than half the work, and I just pick up the ring that already has the closed rings on it and I hook it through. And then we're going to grab and close. All night. Ooh, Bodega says, you know what scares me, Marianne? Not effing around and finding out on new processes for different crafting disciplines, because you never know until you try. That's true. That is so true, Bodega. That's a good way of putting it. But I think, and I'm going to say, it's okay to not want to weave chainmail. This is not everybody's bag, baby. But if it is your bag, baby, oh my gosh. If it's in your heart to want to try something, do it. Be terrible at it. Have it be an absolute waste of, materials and all kinds of stuff. Do something almost, that was weird. Do the thing. Almost, almost do it terribly on purpose, just to prove to yourself that it's not going to end the universe. Marianne says, I think the part that is intimidating is that if you mess up, you have to start over again from the mess up spot. I don't know. I've done lots of things where I just get in there with wire snips and cut it in half. Like, okay, so like as an example, Marianne, is if I had goobered up in here somewhere or like broken a ring or woven it through the wrong spot, some days I'll just come in with my wire snips and be like, F it. And then just put a wire wrapped bead link in between and be like, guess who's doing a segmented bracelet now? Virginia says, I hated 3-in-1 until I watched Aussie Mail's tutorial. They made it look easy. Ooh, right on. Aussie Mail does such fantastic chainmail tutorials. Do, 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 do. But yeah, Aussie Mail's fantastic, y'all. Things have been so busy. I think that's life, though. But it is wonderful to get to slow down and just hang out. And so we're just going to continue our weave here. Trying to make a finger ring with 0.5 millimeter. Okay. Okay, let's see. I'm going to put one more ring on to kind of finish off where I'm at in my weave. And then I'm going to give your comment my undivided attention because there's a lot of numbers there. I love your videos. Well, thank you. I'm trying to make a finger ring with 0.5 millimeter by 2.9 millimeter sterling silver rings, European 4-in-1. Well, let's see. Would be great if you gave the aspect ratios in your tutorials. I agree. I too am disappointed. Okay. So you're saying 0.5 millimeter. Is that? Oh man, that's not even on my chart. And then 2.9 millimeter. Let us see. Because also, I bet I'm going to reference you to there's a wonderful resource that you can find at the aspect ratio chart on the ringlord.com website. It's free. You can download it and print it to scale very easily just off of your printer. And I'm going to share the link. But sometimes links in YouTube live streams have a hard time opening in mobile. So let's see. You had said 0.5 millimeter. So that looks like, is that a 24 gauge in American wire gauge? And then what was the other dimension? Okay, 24 gauge by 3/32. That is super helpful. Okay, so I'm actually going to have, we're going to look at this together because I'm not even going to download it. Oh, I can't, what was the 24 gauge 3/32 inner diameter? 3/32, 24 gauge. That looks like that's a 4.8 is the aspect ratio. Hoo-wee, that's going to be really cool. How's it going so far? If I miss a stitch and crochet, that's just what makes it 1 of 1. I'm not going that far back to fix it. Yep. But I feel like if I have to take out stitches or like undo chainmail rings, especially whenever it's out of bright aluminum, I'll usually, if it's just a short little piece or something and then I've boogered it up, I'll turn it into a keychain and like give it away. There's stuff I've made that I have buried its bones in the backyard, salted them, and just ignored that it exists. Because sometimes you just got to beat it with a hammer and bury it in the backyard and salt the bones. Hey, Jokers, how's it going? Jewelry making, interesting stuff. It is. That's one of my favorite things about chainmail. One of my favorite things about chainmail is the versatility of it. So, I've made like candle holder cups. I made a whole chainmail chandelier. It just uses candle cups. It's actually got solar lights in it right now. It's out in my chicken coop. But hey, Randy, would you put the girls to bed for me? Oh, you're the greatest. May I ask you a favor? Can you take a picture of the chainmail chandelier on your phone so you can bring it in so I can show everybody? Just because that was a lot of fun. But you can make armor, like both costume and legitimate. You can get like the machines for riveting and stuff and make your own legitimate armor. Hi, voice. Hey, Gabriel, how's it going? Oh, no, oh my. Just a nice little box chain weave if we can get the camera to focus on it. This is actually insane. Is it really? Welcome to the internet. Take a look around. Bodega says, Truth Huntress. It is the little things like that that give a piece character. Each piece, in its own way, has its own vibe, and that's what allows it to shine. Oh, I love that. That is true. And I think chainmail, especially for if somebody wants to be getting into crafting, because I want to do all of the crafts ever, 100%. And chainmail was a fantastic place to start because with like $30 worth of rings. Oh, I'm not using silver. I don't have sterling silver money. This is bright aluminum, which is really nice. It's very easy to work with. It's low pressure, so you don't have to worry about, losing a ring because that's like $1 that's just went down the heater vent. But yeah, just bright aluminum. And my goal is still one day I'd love to be able to get to where I can anodize my own aluminum, because if I could just weave a whole bracelet and then just like anodize it like made, that would be really cool. How are you doing stuff while reading that? I don't know. ADHD activated, I suppose. I've been weaving chainmail since 2008, you guys. I still have a lot to learn, but the muscle memory is there for certain. It's like how some people can like watch a show and have a conversation while knitting. Meanwhile, I'm there trying to knit and like losing count every time I get to 5. Hey, Brenda, how's it going? So we're just hooking through. And it's really helpful that once you get kind of, for lack of a better term, the stitch down, the weave, you just repeat it over, repeat stuff. Like, but you can do it with very little material investment. There's lots of folks who will actually just coil and cut their own rings, but I want to show you guys there's a big difference between machine cut and saw cut rings. Well, hi, baby. Can I show them the picture that you took? Y'all want to see a chainmail chandelier? Oh! Now, it's got shade cloth over it, so the little solar lights aren't very lit, but you can kind of see each one of these is like a candle cup that has a little solar light. And then we tucked one in the top.
Yeah, there's one at the bottom.
Oh, yeah. With a little like quartz crystal hanging down and little crystals on it. It's beautiful when it's all lit up, but it's been... That's a phone. Oh, here's another angle. That's not my dad. That's a phone. Well, this is a phone, but in it is a picture of a chainmail chandelier. So I'm going to give this back. Oh, well, thank you, Bodega. That was a lot of fun. Leaked. Ooh. Melisandre says, a friend in Germany crafted her own chainmail long shirt for the medieval events we went to 15 years ago. We called her Joan of Arc. Oh, man. Just the hand strength that a person has to have after making something like that. Like, you could just, like, crush your enemies with your, like, with just your hands. It's only like $1,800 for a large brick of silver. You can 3 times your money back on jewelry. That is true, Joker. But if I had the capacity for milling it down into wire, I'd be able to take advantage of that profit margin. But I don't have a jeweler's mill. I could probably melt some freaking silver. I've got enough torches and stuff because we do lampwork glass. And I do have some kilns, so I'd be able to do the annealing. So we're a few steps away, but that really does feel like something I'd want to go and take a class and learn, and probably get my bearing about me with some copper before jumping into silver. Gabriel Flex. Oh, I think I may have bitten off more than I can chew for an old guy with 10 thumbs. Thank you. Oh, you can do it. Honestly. Hey, Randy. Did you ever think that you'd have the dexterity and skill to be able to weave chainmail? I don't know if it picked up on him, but he said not as small of rings as what I do. But Randy never considered himself an artist. He never considered himself a crafter. But he learned chainmail. And I think he does a much better job than I do at the chainmail. But, and you don't have to weave chainmail to hang out. Craft room vibes. Enchanted says, I just got my chart from Ringlord. Thank you. Oh, yeah. No, the Ringlord's a fantastic resource. And we actually have about 2 pounds of rings on the way coming in from them. Gabriel says, I just have so much silver lying around. Well, that sounds like a good problem to have. The things I would do with 10 thumbs. 10 of these. Oh, no. Well, good luck with that. Enchanted says, my husband doesn't have the patience for chainmail. I tried to teach him. Oh, man. Enchanted, I have to tell you. Randy was the first person I ever tried to teach chainmail. And I learned how to not teach chainmail on Randy because he was fixing to throw that Celtic Vision star across the room. But that's how we found out how to weave it from the middle out instead of just in layers. So if there's a crafter, there's a way, for sure. That chandelier, it gives me the happy wiggles. Well, we'll have to do a tutorial on how to make one because it uses a whole lot of inverted captive round mail, I think is the term, because that makes a really nice, like, hollow, almost like rope of chainmail that we were able to run some armature cord through, or not armature cord, wire. So, like, that's a fancy way of saying a wire clothes hanger. We cut up and straightened it out, and because we wanted it to hold its shape better than what just an aluminum armature wire would. But we were able to feed that through, and I wonder if there'd be a way that we could make like an electrified chainmail light fixture. Because if I can fit an armature wire through there, surely we can fit like some cord, some coated wire and stuff, and chain F mail. I don't know what that means. I'm old, you can't just come in here with the acronyms. Hello, fellow young people. Joker says, I'm going to take a class. I have 50 grams of gold and want to make my own bracelet when I take a jewelry making class. Oh, that'd be really cool. Goldsmithing's scary to me. Just because I'd hate to mess it up. That seems... it's financially scary. Like, but my inclination, if I had 50 grams of gold, I'd bury it under my house, like Ron Swanson style, and just hoard it. Right on. Heck yeah, I'm down. And where there's space for wire, there's places for lights. That's a good point. But yeah, so you can see this is quite a ring dense weave, but that's okay. And actually, I don't know if you're still in here, RKM, but this is one of the smaller ring sizes that I use for our jewelry. And so if you were like, whenever we teach in-person classes, it's been a while since we've done that, but I hope to come back around to it again. Sometimes I'll use a 16 gauge 1/4 inch. Is a pretty nice size. And you can even practice with shower curtain rings, just to get the structural concept before getting pliers in your hands, because it can take some time to build up plier-eye coordination. And that's the first weave that I usually teach in class, is the spiral chain, because it's just a repetition of one open ring. There's none of this over here, you know, with like setting up units and stuff. You just practice opening a bunch of rings, and then you weave them and close a bunch of rings. So we're going to split that open, and then we're going to hook through there, and just keep weaving, just keep weaving, just keep weaving, weaving. Doo, doo, doo. Ooh, key rings and binder clip rings. Ooh, also help out for learning aids. Yup. Hey, Kay, how's it going? Open, close, rinse, repeat. Yup. Brenda says, I love doing chainmail projects, learning about adding the rubber links through you. Made bracelets that were stretchy and didn't need the clasp. Oh, I love stretchy bracelets. I mean, it's literally half the work because you don't have to close all those rubber rings. And then it's just extra cool because it's stretchy and no clasp. Though I am going to say I do wish we could find a like an American manufacturer, because I don't know how much we're going to have to pay on import fees. But we're going to have to place an order for some more, and we'll see how that hits us. But that's definitely, we're going to have to probably raise the prices on our stretchy bracelets, or just eat it in the profit margin. But we'll see how it goes. We may just cycle them out too. Sometimes wandering on to greener pastures, or, you know, easier foraging is stimulating for creativity. Ooh. Oh, I do get a lot of my aluminum from Chainmail Joe, but I've not been able to find an American manufacturer of the rings. So I've found American distributors of the same EPDM rubber rings that I like to use, but they've suffered the same price increase as if I were just paying myself for the increase, you know, for importing. But we've been through this before, and we, you know, last time round, I think so long as we placed orders that were like lower than 500, we didn't have to worry about import fees, but I don't think we have that this time. Hey, Morphing, how's it going? Because it's like, I don't know if this is how it would work, but I do wonder, because we do some of our own silicone casting and stuff. Gotcha. Mia Duff says, because it's rubber, I don't think there will be a U.S. manufacturer until one starts up. Gotcha. But I wonder if I could do like small batches at home by making a mold. Like, I don't know, I'm just kind of picturing, pretend with me for a moment. A lot of imagination is going to be necessary here. But very similar in concept to how I see folks make their mermaid tails. If we were to adhere these rings to a surface, and they're perfectly closed, like they would be perfectly closed. And then if we made a mold of the rings, and then if I were able to mix up the silicone compound or some other rubber compound, and then pour some and like squeegee it to try to make like good, but I worry that there'd be a whole lot of air bubbles. Like, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out how I can just like make my own. And so and if it would be cost effective. But fortunately, using my imagination is free, and Googling stuff is relatively free. Gotcha. Mia says, and you're right about not getting the low value skate on duties. Everything gets billed now. I work in customs. It's rough. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So I'm not going to lay an egg over it, but I'm just going to pivot. Pivot and try to make do. Cases, ooh, rubber rings, I missed that part. Yeah, oh, they're so fun. I don't think I have any directly on hand here. But it's like this one here. If we had woven this where the colored rings were the EPDM rubber rings, then the whole thing would stretch. And it's just so cool and fun. Ooh, RKM says, I only started a couple weeks ago and thought something tiny would be cool. Not sure now. Don't let it scare you off. Like, I would recommend maybe making something small, like a keychain fob, or if you, like earrings, or, you know, something like that. And I would recommend trying, you know, what are the weaves that you're feeling good about? Mia says, if you can make your own molds, your biggest expense would be the pressure pot to remove the bubbles. That's true. That's a good point. And there's lots of other things that we do that would really benefit from using a pressure pot, because with our dragon sculptures and stuff that we make, in the horn casts, and pressure pot's been on our radar for a while. I used to make stretchy rubber bugs when I was a kid, so the technology is out there. That was in the 1970s. Right on. I think I've seen like the kits for that when I was a kid. It may be worth exploring into. Because the silicone, in my experience, at least from the Ring Lord, the silicone rings tear a little more easily. So we just, instead of using 2, we use 3. You know, and try to be gentle with them if we can. Ooh. Well, hey, Heather. It says Michelle from Glitz and Glitter just got one, and she says it's a game changer for her. Ooh, right on. Our struggle right now, like Randy and I were just talking about this earlier, because we're genuinely considering getting a Cab King for doing our own lapidary, because that'd be freaking awesome. But we're like, we have so much stuff in our house, like so much stuff, that I just don't know how or where we'd be able to put it. And so we're trying to, and that's for the Cab King, but that's also for a pressure pot. That's why we haven't gotten another lasers, because we took up the space that our Glowforge was taking with another kiln, just because we never want to be caught with just one kiln again. That way, if the kiln goes down, we can still maintain production without, without any bumps in the road. Bodega says, wait, the creepy crawler stretchy bugs? I think that's the kits that I remember seeing, yeah. Like, my parents never got it for me because I couldn't, like, I was definitely the kid that was gonna eat the Play-Doh. Like, or the chalk, or the crayons, or just, I was just gonna bite it a little. And they're like, I'm pretty sure this isn't safe for her to, she can't be trusted. She's gonna get her in her eyes. So... Ooh, Enchanted says, I got my cabbing machine from Kingsley North. Costs less, but works great for the last 2 years. Right on. Is it kind of the same style where it has the multiple, like multiple wheels for shaping and polishing and stuff, the way that the Cab King does? Oh, is it? Kay says the price from Kingsley is the same as Cab King. Wanda says, I have extra room in my studio for your Cab King. Right on. I'll have to look at that because I've gotten... Oh, no. Am I doing this correct? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing the wrong... There we go. I get some of my, like the ring saw blade for my Taurus ring saw for the glass, I get from Kingsley North. So I got their magazine. And... I like that magazine. It's got all sorts of pictures that I like in it of all the different, like, trim saws and, different things. Adult supervision required. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of a break from weaving because my shoulders are stiff. I'm so close to being done though, but I can stretch and come back to it. Oh. Ooh, Heather says my sisters have one from Kingsley. They love it. Right on. I'll have to do some research into that because we were trying to see it, like, we had decided if we're going to get it, we need to go ahead and get it. We might need to go ahead and get it this year to get our deductions up. So that's why I'm, like, doing all of my accounting and, like, just trying to make certain. Would cost 30. Oh, very hot plate. Gotcha. I love that one. I got room for your Cab King. We've thought about a craft shack out in the back, but we're still not completely certain if we're going to be, like, that's the sort of thing we'll do whenever we've decided that this place is like our forever home. Though it seems to be deciding for itself that that's the case, just because I don't think we'll ever be able to afford to move anywhere else, but time will tell. So in the meantime, we're remaining very budget conscious and doing our best to... We got out of debt this year. That was a huge... We put everything we had towards that. And so we're not in a big rush to get into debt again because it's a lot easier to get by running our own business when we don't have a mortgage and we don't have a van payment. Like, and it took us 20 years to get here, but we're here now, and I'm like, And especially after I hurt my hand, and I was like, I don't know if I could work the next 20 years the way that we've been working the past 20. So, we're like, if we just fix up this house that we're in, that was built in like 1905. Because we had our homestead dreams. Randy and I, we wanted a farm with an orchard, like just a little, homestead. Might do market gardens, but we'll see. But we wanted 200 acres. And then we're like, well, maybe 20 acres. And then we're like, well, maybe 2 acres. And now we're like, well, we're on 1/4 of an acre. Let's make the most of it. And, you know, we get to, it would open us up to be able to travel more and get to do things just in lower stress. And we'll see what the future holds. But I'm waiting to find out when my niece is out of college. I'd like to see where she settles down because I want to be where my family is. Because that's the number one problem with this house is it's 9 hours away from the family, like our family. Thank you, Kelly. We're very pleased. We're exhausted, but we're very pleased. Right on. Wanda says, always have been satisfied with my purchases from Kingsley North. So far, same. Woo, Marianne says, after 2 years of trying to become the wire wrapping instructor at our only independent bead store in Boise, the owner finally reached out, and I am now teaching there once a month. Oh, that's amazing. Congratulations to you. Heather says, I want to come play at your house. Take your allergy pill first. Because it's, especially this time of year with the dry, or like not the dryer, the furnace going. Wow. Enchanted says, my husband does turquoise cabs. Kelly says, where is the family? In Tennessee. In Tennessee. I'd love to settle down somewhere between Nashville and Huntsville, Alabama. Like Nashville, Tennessee, and Huntsville, just because that's roundabout where the family is. But I think winter is for dreaming dreams. No pressure dreams. Just dreaming little fantasies of what could be. If you get a Morgan, building it can go with you. Should move. Check with your city to see what size and how many are allowed. What's a Morgan? And there's a bracelet. Very cool. But yeah, our house was built in 1905. It is a super duper mega fixer upper. And step one to all of it is getting a quote for fixing the foundation because it's sinking in 2 spots. Like in 2 different directions, which is like the main part of the house is like sinking. Well, I'm actually in the corner that's the low point. And then the back half of the house is falling off because it was added in the 70s. And the main house is slat and plaster construction, but they did a stick frame extension off the back, which does not shift the same in the wind. And so it was just like is splitting apart. So we were able to get that kind of patched up whenever we redid the roof. Oh my God, which that was long enough ago. I can let go of that stress. But well, it's still sinking, so it's splitting again. Kelly says, I was in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm in Hernando, Mississippi now, but I'm from Philadelphia originally. What was Philadelphia like? I've never been. Like, what were some of your favorite things? Bodega says, winter is also the time for building snow golems to guard the house against crazy neighbor kids. Yes. We'll have to get some more decent snow. Yes, of what will be. Oh, I love that, Kay. Thank you. I stand corrected. All right, you guys, you get to pick. Which one are we doing next? We can do a poll. A poll. It's big, it's heavy, it's wood. Poll. It's better than bad, it's good. For which weave next? Will we do a European foreign one, a Byzantine, or a half Persian 3-in-1? Start the poll. Poll. It's big, it's heavy, it's good. Ooh, best pizza. Okay. Right on. I'd go to a place for food. That's really cool, Enchanted. Can I like ask you? I don't know if it's rude to ask, but like, where do you get your like slabs from? Do you go to gem and mineral shows? Do you go online? Do you like dig it out of your own dirt. Like, because right now, what I'm interested in for lapidary purposes is I would love to be able to like dop up one of our and subs. Okay, I'd love to be able to dop up, like to trim saw some of the glass off because I can remelt that back down, and then to cab our puddle cabs, especially our Dutters ones that I'd have to grind and refire anyways. But we've got like a whole box. Let me grab it because that's fun. And I gotta stand up anyhow. Okay, so here's my most recent dud bin. So it's like ones like this one. I just need to grind off that little bit of detrification. And I thought it'd be really cool if I just had like, Marianne says, do you have a gem club local to you? Sometimes they have workshops with lots of equipment. Not that I've been able to find, but Bodega says, wait, there's a horde of dud cabs? Yes. Yes, there is. But I thought that, it'd be nice to have, because I can't always access with the little grinder that I have that's more for like stained glass, because it's the same Griffette grinder that I use with the twofer bit, like the jewelry bit by Twofers, that's like a top hat that does the groove. I can swap that out and you just use like a grinder bit, and I'll try to grind off. But I was like, if I could just and then like polish it and not have to refire it, that'd be cool. But then there's ones like this one that you can see it's got that like detrification. But we make like our own little smash puddle cabs and different things. Well, hey, Kalina, how's it going? Oh my God, how have you been? Unless this is a different Kalina Frazier, in which case I thought you were one of my, like, a friend from like a million years ago. Are you still crafting? Is it? Ah, Kalina, how are you doing? Oh my God. Kingming Turquoise, you can also order from their website. Ooh, right on, Enchanted. Hey, Bear. Says, hi, Vaughn. It's probably been 10 years since I caught a live. My grandson still has the picture that you sent him hanging on his wall. He's almost 18. Oh my God, no way. Well, shoot, that's that's two blasts from the past. It's been ages, y'all. Well, hey, Lita, did YouTube finally just give people a notification that I went live for the first time in 10 years? Like, well, I'm going to keep showing. I'm really excited, but I'm going to play it cool. But like little ones like this one, like you can see from, if you've watched some of our videos where we like make this whole sheet of like a bunch of glass that we've stacked and it melts down. And then, I can probably find somewhere a video. It's so much nicer to just show than it is to smash. Do what, babe?
He was like, no, I was just scrolling and found you.
Ah, right. Well, I'm glad you found it. Do 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 do. Boo. It's like I've never made a video in my whole life. Okay. Oh my God, why is this 20 minutes? All right, I've clicky booped, so I'm going to show you guys real quick. Because this is actually real similar to how this one here was made. Welcome to my high-tech screen capture technology. But you can see we start with our kiln shelf and we put a little bit of glass on there. We're going to knock this into 4 times speed. Vaughn, you're taking too long. Okay, and then we just stacked different colors of glass and different clear. Do I have one of these in here? No, but that one's pretty, or will be when we're done with it. This was from quite a while ago. I would doubt if I still had any. But yeah, so you can kind of see it just puddles up, and then it melts. This is the really cool part, you guys. So that's it from the side, and you can see it's going to do all these different like strata and stuff. Ooh. Ooh. Let's see how it looks. Ha! and it's all melted down, and then I take that and I put it into like, oh, that's making me seasick. I put it into my ring saw, which there's got to be an easier way to do that. Would a trim saw be better for doing that? Because I suck at using a ring saw. I like break my blade so frequently because I won't stop pushing it. And like I'm just gonna leave a price tag on it so that I know how expensive it is every time I get impatient and break it. But yes, you can, maybe a trim saw would do better for that. I don't know. But I wanted to expose that really cool banding that's supposed to, like in my head, be on the inside there. Like, oh, isn't that neat? I think it's neat. So this is how we make those cabs, and sometimes we just hit it with a great, oh, this is going to show Randy hitting it with a, yeah, whack it, Randy. In today's episode of watching Vaughn watch her own videos, is this a reaction video? Am I doing a first, what's this over here? Puddle cabochons. I love Jeff Pritchard's, very good. Very, if you, like, I'm having fun, he does good videos. Like, did I miss him hitting it with the hammer? Gosh darn, okay. Hit it with the hammer. Well, it's not a hammer, it's a weight. Ah, there's my Randy. I love him. Boom. Woo, look at that go. But yeah, so that's what we usually do. So then we have the cabochons that look like this. Oh, Philadelphia is cold. Right on. But I thought it'd be really cool if I could like daub this up and then grind off to expose the banding that I know is in there. I know it's in there. Just the way that it folded over when it melted, it hid so much. So I'm really interested to see how these cabs look. So even if I never get into actual gemstones, I just want to see what I can do with a cabbing machine for our fused glass as far as like different shapes and things, and you know, just getting wild with it. And then of course it definitely opens us up to, I'm just gonna try making cabochons out of like rocks that I find in the driveway and stuff. Lita says we are at a market tonight. Oh, I hope it goes really well. Kalina says, no, I was just scrolling and saw you were. Oh, Kalina, I have to say it's made my day to get to see you guys. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. It looks like we're doing Byzantine next. Is that okay? That's a pretty good weave. So the way that I like to set up the units for the Byzantine is, like, I consider this a segment. So we'll usually make about 7 or 8 segments for 7. Randy says we make 7 segments for a bracelet. Oh, okay. 9 total for a bracelet, he says. Okay. Ooh, Marianne. She says, I wish y'all could smell the potato soup that I have in the crock pot. It is so amazing. Oh, I love potatoes. And I love soup. We should hang out. And my computer's being all, or it's not my computer, it's the internet being all laggy. Okay, so we're going to do 8 open. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, Randy, do we still have internet?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Maybe if I just reopen it. There we go. Keeping it on live chat so I can see what everybody's saying. Hey Barbie. Oh, you missed it. I had rewoven the rest of the box chain in hopes of being able to demonstrate without it being blurry. Huntress says, we have a local place that makes rubber O-rings and seals. Our mechanics use them. I don't know if there's an order minimum. Because I'd need like 1,000 of them easily. Like that's how many we usually buy from the Ring Lord, is like 1,000 at a time. Because like we use them in our costumes and stuff as well. Hey Saki girl. Heather asks, did you go to school for any of the things you do, or are you self-taught? I'm self-taught in the sense that I've read other books and different things. Do a whole lot of watching YouTube, a whole lot of experimentation and just finding out, messing around and finding out. But no, I went to all through like high school. Like my career path before I met my Randy was I was going to perform and teach music. Like that's the route I wanted to take. And so I was trying to do really well in band, playing the flute to be able to get, because I didn't have any money, so I was hoping to get like a scholarship. And I figured if that didn't work, I was going to go into the Navy. And then I met Randy, and we just kind of launched off and made our life together, and we've been traveling artists for almost 20 years, and it's been awesome. So now I'm closing. I've got 4 closed rings on the first, but it was all like math and science and band. And then I went to college online to like a diploma mill. It was a joke. Like the credits don't even transfer if I wanted to go to the community college now. But for small business management. So I have an associate's in that. And then I was like, I'm not accruing any more debt for this. This is ridiculous. But yeah, so we've got 4 closed on the first one, and then an empty one, and then 2 closed on the third, and then a bunch of empty ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this one up with the 4, and I'm going to close it. Hey Fatima, how's it going? Morphing says, I signed on late, but wondering what you had your settings sitting until you picked them up. Oh, this thing here? This was our buddy Gavin. I think his name is Gavin. I haven't heard from him in ages, but he 3D printed these, and they're just perfect little trays for, he had sent some to us that were different depths. I really like this one for beads. I like this one for beads as well. I like this one for chainmail rings. Yes. Kalina says, remember back in the day, Yahoo chat and sharing patterns? Oh my god, yes. Like, I think Kalina and I met on DeviantArt. Like, this was before, like, social media. How are you doing? Oh my god. Like, if you want to send me an email and just, like, catch me up on, like, how you're doing, how the kiddos are, like, everything. That'd be so cool. And then I'm going to put a second ring through there. And then we've got just a 2-2 chain. And then I'm going to pick that one up and hook it through there. And then we're going to close it. That'd be awesome. I'm so excited to reconnect. And then, so we'll basically just want to make a 5 segment long 2-2 chain or 2-4 chain, or depending. You're a grandma. Oh, Kalina, congratulations. Oh, I bet that's so much fun. Oh. But yeah, I call it a 2-2 chain. Some people call it a Kaiser blade. I call it a sling blade. But this is what it looks like. And then we would just make that a bunch. Now, if I wanted to do a segment just kind of like all alone where do I have any examples of this? I think we sold them. I sold the examples. If I were to make like a little link that would be part of a necklace or have like a beep boop, like wire wrapped links or something attached to it, I would have these, but since I'm making a bracelet, I'm just going to have the 2 on the end, and I'll show you what I mean in a sec. Ooh, Kay says, I recently got an 8-inch flat lap from High Tech. Have yet to finish a project because I decided to batch rather than off and off, on, off, on, off, on, off with each one. Hey, Illumination. Problem is, I keep starting new cabs. Ooh, I'm going to be honest with you, Kate. That's a big reason why I'm worried that, like, that's kind of why I want a cab king. So it's like, if I have to change out the grit, I don't know if I ever will. Like, that's not an insurmountable obstacle, but it's definitely like on a busy day, that's enough to keep me from even getting started. Jen says that would be awesome for a bracelet. Yes, it would. But I need to make 6 more. Hey, Randy, what you doing? Being pitiful and wondering if you wanted to set me up some rings.
I see.
I'll do it my own self. I can do it. I'm a big girl.
What you weaving?
Byzantine.
How many are you doing?
I don't know. I keep losing count. I've got these 2, and then I've got this one. Then I'll have, that's 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, babe.
6? How'd you get 6?
I don't know. Cool, because I'm getting ready.
Alright, you're gonna do 6.
Yeah. He's such a sweetie. Call in reinforcement. Exactly. Oh. Okay. So this is going to be... Randy saves me from myself every day. Like, at least twice a day. 4, 5, 6. And I like to set these up kind of in batches because it is really nice to like just prep it all and then bloop, 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 bloop. It's all like together. 4, 5, 6. We are having rice and beans and cabbage and some thin steak. Some really thin cut steak for dinner. With like sour cream and cheddar cheese. Where we go? 5 and 6. Hey, Itzy, how's it going? And then we're gonna go like this. I'm gonna go. Oh, I should be in frame when doing this. 1. Aw, well, Heather says that's amazing. Thank you for sharing. You do such nice work. I have learned so much from watching you. I really want to learn glassworking and silversmithing. Right on, like a fused glass or torch work or blown glass. It's a lot of fun. Randy to the rescue. Yes. It is really the key has been over the years, and this is something I have to remind myself of because I had really the success we were having on YouTube. I pigeonholed my own self and was like, well, I'm just gonna do wire wrapping, and then I started to get like chronic use injuries from doing the wire wrapping and stuff, and like getting a little burnt out on it. And I wish I'd listened to my heart and pursued where my passions were instead of just trying to grind it out like it was a day job and I was there for a reliable paycheck. Because in this line of work, it feels like no paycheck is reliable. So I may as well be doing what I'm passionate about because that's the only way to win. The difference between the job and the joy is the why. Oh, no, if Randy didn't want to do it, he'd say no right in front of God and everybody. Like, Randy's impervious to peer pressure. Yep. But you don't learn everything overnight. You don't get decent at it for like a while. Lots and lots and lots and lots of practice. And then there's still things that like I was testing out a design the other day. I mean, and I'm not gonna be hard on it, but this is not my best work. Like, but I still love it. But it's a prototype. So we'll figure it out. But just following what you're excited about. You know, like Kalina, like you're talking about getting into a polymer clay jewelry. How's that going? Have you seen Jessima's tutorials? Samantha with Jessima's tutorials. Those are probably my favorite. That and polymer clay tutor. Oh, Barbie says I was trying to give him some support. Oh, that's kind of you. Setting out the setups really helped me make fewer mistakes. That's a good point. That's a really good point, Morphing. Right on. Yeah, slow and steady though. But it's not a race. It is not a race. And actually, I've had way more fun learning how to wire wrap than just knowing how to wire wrap. Like with chainmail, the excitement of learning a new weave, I don't want to burn through it and rush it. And there's still weaves I haven't tried yet because I'm like, I want to save the exquisite joy of learning a new weave. I want to be able to pace that out and like, you know, but also at the same time, it's like, I want to learn all the weaves. Night night, Mo. Ooh, Debit Clay Boutique. Oh, that's a good one. Good point, Bella. Thank you. All right, we're going to need to get some more rings out. Because at the end of the day, whether you do this as a hobby or whether you're trying to make a business out of it, when the piece is sold and the money is spent, it was how much fun did you have making it? That's what sticks around. Because that's what makes the sore hands and the aching elbows and the stiff shoulders. That's what makes it worth it, is how much fun you had. Kalina says I'm a craft hoarder. Welcome to the craft room. Heather says, I love that you do so many different things. It's inspiring. I can't decide on one thing. I have too many interests. Ooh. That's a tricky boat to be in too. But I love doing a bunch of different stuff. My house is full of it, but that's okay. Ooh, and it's lamp working and fused glass. Ooh, those are fun. In the kiln, sometimes, well, I don't know, because I've got a bead kiln that I really like, but I could have gotten a different kiln that I could have done fusing in as well. But there's a lot of overlap there. And it is so much fun. Biggest victory, like real life application of lamp working glass is we were at a place called Exeter where some friends had invited us out and we were cooking like hot dogs and marshmallows, and I had gotten distracted and overcooked my marshmallow, not in the burnt sense, but in the sense that it was so gooey that it was dripping off of the stick. And I was able to like channel my, lamp-work glass experience, and I was like turning the rod and I was able to get this gooey marshmallow back up onto the rod. So the same, I mean, not same exact thermodynamics and physics, but really close. And I was able to save the marshmallow. And I was like right there. All the effort I've put into learning how to be like mediocre at lampwork glass has been totally worth it. Totally worth it. Yeah, that was whenever it was like, okay, I can brag about this. And my friend James, who does, he was our friend who helped us ship for a while before we had to fire him. I'm still not done. Baby, I'm slow. Thank you, honey. Look at him go.
Well, you got 6 minutes.
We'll be able to get this wove. But he was like cheering and everything. Like, it's the closest I've ever been to be like, chug, chug, chug. But it was with a marshmallow. But it was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful moment for me. And I saw a rainbow that day, and they had like temples full of pumpkins that were just like, I don't know, it was amazing. And we went into a corn maze twice. So Randy says they were not temples. It was just a big old like open walled room. It's like if you did a stick frame shed, but then did a bunch of like cross beams, like you're framing out a window, but inside every single little window, like it was nothing but windows, and each window had a pumpkin in it. To me, that's a temple, because you can just like go in there and stand and like wah, like charge like it's a video game and you're charging your lasers. Okay, so now we're gonna weave. Wiggle, wiggle, weave. How the heck do you open? Oh, there we go. Okay. Eep. Log, log, it's big, it's heavy, it's wood. Log, log, it's better than bad, it's good. Everyone loves a log. Log, log, log. Oh, High-Tech has an all-in-one price, but they leave out crucial discs and laps, so they end up being not too far apart in price. Okay. Now, see, another reason I was looking at the Cab King 6-inch in particular is they've got that trim saw attachment. Okay. So, yeah, right here you can kind of see this is what, like if you pretend that these two rings are attaching to like a wire wrapped bead link, this is a full segment. I'm going to take these two rings off because they're in my way for how I want to do the weave. Because that's what I consider a finished end. And if you guys want to see how to start all the weaves we've been working on today, just check out yesterday's tutorial. We show you how to make about 2 inches of each of these weaves from, you know, starting it as well as finishing the end. Powdered toast man. Yep. Linda, the yellow-handled pliers in my left hand I got from riogrande.com. They are the tapered flat nose pliers, and I love them. These are the 2mm ones. Okay, so we're going to split those 2 rings, and we're going to let it fall down to the sides, like so. And then we're just going to open that up a little. And, oops, I'm going to take one of our open rings and I'm going to hook it through just those 2. Do you see how that's going through like that? And then I just let the whole bracelet hang. We're going to pick up this one. And this is not necessarily the best beginner's tutorial on this weave. We do have some other videos, but yeah, so if you're familiar with it, this is how I speed weave it, I suppose. But and then we're gonna pop that like that, and then we're gonna hook through just the same, just doubling up on that ring. So now we just do the same thing over and over and over again. So we're gonna split this open. Oh no, Itzy says that's the one I tried for the earrings. I got one full set of rings and gave up. Oh my gosh. It can be tricky. It really can. What ring size were you using? Because if I were starting somebody on this weave, I would start them on a 16 gauge 1/4 inch with stretchy rubber rings. Just because it gets you familiar with the weave. It's very forgiving. It's definitely super clear which rings are which because it's 2 different colors. But I'm going to try to weave this just as fast as I can because I'm supposed to clock out at 6. Because I'm a recovering workaholic. And if I don't clock out at 6, after about 3 days, I just get really, really bitchy and insufferable. Like, I can't stand myself. Because that workaholic, like, is just, that voice in my head's just like, nothing's good enough, nothing's, like, I about lost my mind whenever I realized the last segment of yesterday's tutorial was blurry. Oh my God. And Randy was like, please give yourself a break. And I'm just here like kind of ranting and raving that it's like, I've been shooting tutorials for how long? I have 3 jobs. Teach the thing, stay in frame, don't be blurry. And I'm like, I mean, and Randy just, he took me by my shoulders and looked at me in my big dumb face and was like, you would never be this way towards anybody else. Please don't be this way to yourself. And then I just like ugly cried. And so it's, so I'm taking getting off work at 6 very seriously because I haven't had a full-on burnout meltdown in a while since starting the workaholic, like, rehab kind of thing. We just basically just stop working at 6 o'clock and eat every so many hours and drink water and sleep and stuff, you know, just regular. You got to take care of your hamster. But I wanted that to be like such a good video, and I really wanted it to be helpful to folks. And it's like, how am I going to be helpful to anybody if I'm blurry and out of frame? But, you know, it's not like it's the only tutorial I've ever done on the subject. You know, and Randy he would watched it and he was like, you can figure it out. Like, you can figure it out from there. And I was like, okay, all right. And then we drank eggnog and had a 6-hour video call with my niece, and I felt way better. So, but it was just eggnog. It didn't have anything in it. He is, Heather. I'm very lucky that Randy's like the best life coach. So, and he's so patient, even though I'm very bad at following instructions and being consistent about like I'll be like, would you love me if I was a worm? Hey, Sarah, you caught us right before we logged. I'm putting on the last 2 rings before I do the little bit of extender chain, and then these will be technically booth ready. Oh, me too, Sarah. I'm so excited for chainmail, and that's just to let everybody know. All right, let me do just a few more rings. Oh, Itzy says we would still be here if it was fuzzy as hell. We come to spend time with you. Well, I appreciate you a bunch. Like a bunch. I hope you all know. But yeah, it's just, I don't want to spend my life like that, being cruel to myself. But sometimes that voice chatter in my head just won't go away. And I don't really know what to do. But it's better whenever I take time, whenever I stop working, when it's time to stop working. And actually take my 1 day a week off. All right, boom, bracelet. All right. Uh-oh. Okay. So, ow. Oh no, I just busted my thumb through the, okay. Well, you know, it's fine. Alrighty, you guys. So, let me fill you in with just a few things, like powder on my hand. Right on. That's very validating, Heather. She says, I think we all suffer that issue from time to time. You're not alone. Well, thank you for, honestly, I wish I were the only person on the earth who felt this way whenever I feel that way, because it's wretched and I hate it. But it is good to know that I'm not alone and that there's not like something broken in my brain. No, I didn't hurt my thumb. It's very bright. And I broke my light. So it is just worse from, I like broke it. But if I don't have it on, then, as my friend tells me, she's like, you look tired. And I'm like, it's because I am tired. But the lighting just makes me look well lit and tired. Oh no, oh Barbie, anybody could have, like, I need to not be so frail emotionally that if somebody can't make an observation and then I'm just like, ugh. Like, I need to not be worked so ragged that all it takes is a straw before I'm like, I'm garbage. Like, it's not you, Barbie, it's me, really. So and it's like, but I felt like I'd let you down. Like, I don't know. And Randy's like, you need to chill. It's like, sorry, your free tutorial is kind of blurry at the end of like an hour of staying in frame. Anyways, I'm all better. Everything's fine, Barbie. Yesterday's tutorial was our last tutorial of 2025. I didn't know that when I was recording it, but I decided this morning because I didn't get a tutorial recorded yesterday because I was doing something else. Oh, Michelle, she says, but we love our trash panda. Well, good news. I couldn't stop being a trash panda if I wanted to. So I just want to be like a mentally okay trash panda. So, chain drop. Yes. We will be live streaming Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Let me get a calendar pulled up because it's I want to tell you all our holiday schedule. And future Vaughn, I would love it if you could actually get this posted to the website, but I understand if you don't because you never post it to the website. But I believe in you that you can. Today is the 12th, I think. We'll be streaming Saturday, Sunday, and Monday on the Craft Along with Vaughn channel. Y'all, we got work, and I need to get it done before Christmas, so we're going to be sculpting a dragon head. And I already have, you can kind of like see over here on the table, all these like little loaves are expanding foam because they didn't have the pink foam sheets at Home Lowe's Depot that I thought they would. They don't have them. So we're making our own extruded foam out of like the gap filler. But for the spikes, we're making a dragon. And then no tutorial on the 18th. But we are going to be live streaming again here on the 19th. And then we will be live streaming on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Hopefully tutorials will be started back up by the 8th in January. But I'm going to be honest with you, let's just cut myself some slack. We'll be coming in strong with a tutorial on the 15th, and it's going to be an evolved version of this bad boy here, this little wire wrapped prototype snowflake, because it's snowflake themed in January because it's cold AF in January usually. So let's think about snow. We are not going to be having any Monday shop updates. If you find yourself on our website and you'd like to shop, you can use coupon code HappyCrafter to get 10% off. But we're going to be gone for a while for over the holidays while we travel. So I'm trying to make as few commitments as possible so I can achieve them and feel good about it. Like, feel like I did a good job, not like I was just scooting in sideways. Let's see. She could sell raffle tickets for a weekend stay. Well, we're hoping, we actually have, I lost it. I don't know where it is. We have a rough tentative schedule for 2026. We're actually going to be going and vending at a couple of different events in addition to the Anime St. Louis and Dragon Con that we've been vending these last 2 years. Because for those of y'all who followed with us for a long time, when we started our videos in 2016, like posting regularly, we were doing like 30 some odd conventions and events a year. And then in 2019 we did 5, and then the COVID coof and everything, and we were not out on the road again until 2023. And so we're branching back out in 2026. So nothing too far. It's all overnight because our pets are elderly. Like, I don't know if you can see her, my sweet little Ember kitty. is all balled up on top of her blankie here, and Z, like Ember's 19 and Z turns 15. Oh God, Randy, we missed Z's birthday. Don't tell Z. Z's 15 now. I think he was born December 5th, 2010. So our puppy is 15. And so we don't want to be gone if we can help it. So doing a lot of stuff in Springfield, Missouri, doing a couple of things in Joplin, Missouri. Let me refresh the page because I want to apply to an art show at SoonerCon. Applications coming soon, but it's in Norman, Oklahoma. Ooh, and that's going to be our first time putting our dragon heads in art show. So wish us luck on that one. But will you make it down to Florida? Not this year. And I am in no rush for our pets to pass away, like at all. But my face is like, I'm very like worked up, I suppose. So my face is on fire. We're not gonna travel far from home until after Z and Ember have passed away, just because we want to be home here with them, and we're not rushing them. It might be 5 more years before we're out on the road, but I don't know. Things aren't looking so great for Ember. So Heather says, let me know if you're ever near Michigan. Right on. And then we are also doing, in the last weekend in September, we are doing a camp along for those of y'all who like to go RV or cabin or tent camping, though we don't know what the location is for 2026 yet. Last year we had one in Oklahoma, and that was a lot of fun. We might do one in Missouri this year. It might be Tennessee. I don't know. That was for future Vaughn. So we'll for sure let you guys know, because the craft along, the 2026 will be our 4th craft along, or camp along, sorry. And it's an absolute blast. There's nothing like trauma bonding in the woods with other crafters. Kalina says, let me know, Tennessee. Okay. Exciting vending propositions for the new year, it sounds like. Yeah, well, we already got accepted to the Moth Market. Our first event is February 2nd in Springfield, Missouri. It's the Moth Market, which is like zombie themed, which just comes full circle, because whenever we first started doing conventions, like The Walking Dead was really popular. Kalina says, I'm still in South Carolina. Ooh, right on. Ohio, says Jen. Ohio might be one too. So we're just, time will tell, and we'll keep y'all posted. Hello. Hey, Andrea. They're our babies. They've been the truest friends to us that a hermit could have. So we want to take good care of them if we can. But thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I'm going to do my best to get our schedule, both the vending events and when you can expect to see us online in the next couple of weeks, up onto the website, backtoearthcreations.com, and I will see y'all in our next video. Oh, well, thank you guys. Kalina says, I've missed you. Kalina, like, I can't even tell you how good it is to have gotten to just see it. Like, I recognized immediately. I was like, no way, are you kidding me? All right, bye. And Lita, too. Papa, this has been such a good day. I will see y'all. Huh? Randy says to hit the bell icon. I can't hear shit over this heater. All right, bye guys. Mwah. Oh, happy crafting.